did she send you a link? Then yes. When we get in the closed session.
So we're just.
I'm not sure he will come on, so I think we just respect time.
They were at 5:30. Good evening, everybody. I would like to call this meeting to order of the Gonzales Unified School District Regular Board Meeting for Tuesday, January 25th. It is now 5:30. We will go ahead and start with our item one, which is our roll call.
Board President Celeste Daniel.
Present.
Board Clerk Araceli Flores.
Present.
Board Member Jose Lopez. Board Member Maria Cuevas. Maria, can you hear us?
She's logged.
You're probably muted.
No, she's logged in a closed session.
And over here too. Board Member Cesar Ayon.
Here.
Okay, 4 are present. Jose is absent. Now we can hear us, but she doesn't have access.
Flag salute. Araceli, can you?
Ready? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and for the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item 4, approval of the agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
So moved, Araceli?
Second, Daniel. So first from Ms. Flores, second from myself. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion passes. Item number 5, approval of minutes. 5.1, approval of minutes, and there was 3 minutes that were submitted. I do have just one adjustment, and it's a minor one. For the spelling of my last name, it would be an apostrophe S. Sorry, it's one of my husband's biggest pet peeves is apostrophe S. Daniel's would be Margie, and I love her to death, but no relation.
Okay.
That's my only,
And that's for which board meeting?
that was on the special board meeting for, I believe it was the 14th.
Thank you.
So I motion to approve the minutes with the error for the spelling.
I'll second.
A first and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody opposed? No opposes. Motion passes. Item 6, public comments on closed session items to allow the public to comment prior to the board's consideration of any closed session items. Do we have any?
None on closed session items.
Okay. No closed session items, so we'll move on to item number 7, which is closed session items. 7.1, public employee appointment and employment, Government Code 54957. And 7.2, conference with labor negotiators, Government Code Section 54957.6, agency designated representatives, Yvette Irving, Superintendent, and Hector Galicia, EDD, Director, Human Resources, regarding number 1, California School Employees Association, CSEA, Chapter 756, and 2, Gonzales Teachers Association, GTA. So we'll go ahead and adjourn to closed session, and we are set to be back at 7.
Okay, so Maria is having a little bit of problems connecting to her audio.
Like some of the lingo even. This was good. We need a presentation. We need like a budget workshop from him. That's your tool.
Yes, I want to go center. Yes. We've got the, you have to go.
Potty.
You guys have potty breaks.
Potty break. The agenda.
We're missing Maria's 1916. Does he?
¿Qué pasó?
What did I do? Skip a bus.
Ready? Ready? We're recording.
Okay, I'd like to welcome.
You guys.
We are reconvening to open session. I want to thank everybody in the audience and who's online as well. Because we had a long closed session item. There was no action taken during closed session, but we are going to take a quick 5-minute break and we will come back from that break in 5 minutes and start with item 10.
Well, so when I click here and I click on the board meeting, where's my board meeting agenda? Oh my goodness.
He's friends with a couple of girls.
He's not gonna be, just his voice.
She had a bunch of like friends that are out there. So I don't know if they're gonna try it, but there was like 6 or 7.
This is what, I think he has right here. He doesn't have anything. So that's what's there right now. Oh, no sabía.
So hopefully they'll join. I don't know, but I mean that's really I just need 4.
So when I
would want
stop
10
sharing,
because then you have a full team.
So-
with 4, you could actually win matches with 4 because you win
Stop
you
share.
play 7 matches, right? So if you win 4, you
no se mira allá arriba.
because this computer is not in the meeting.
No, that one doesn't run the meeting.
Broadcast.
This one runs the meeting because I gotta share all the documents,
Anyway,
this and this and that. So when I stop sharing, they should be up there. Does that one go to mine or does it stay there and you guys do something else to make mine here up there?
No, the projector. This is the entry to the projector. So just on this laptop.
It stays on that one?
Yeah. Well, it doesn't have to. We can put it on yours.
I'm just saying, because usually the way I run it is I'm gonna have to eventually share all of these. How are we gonna do that? At some point, I'm gonna have to share that picture when they're presenting him.
You guys have been in the.
At some point, I'm gonna have to show this resolution. I'm gonna have to show a few things that I have here up there. You know, lo tuyo sí se mira, but. There you go. Oh, got it. So if I go ahead and share something.
Whatever you're sharing.
I want to share this one right here. How am I going to share it?
She's gonna share it with you. You're up there, right? What she's gonna do is share that with you. Share that picture with you.
Well, shares it with.
Shares it with you. If you share it with you. That would be both. What are you showing? You're showing. Okay, no, you're talking.
Thank you again for everybody being here, for our guests in the audience, and those of you at home. We are going to, again, reconvene. We are at item number,
9-1. No, we didn't. No action? Just a mute.
so I'll go ahead and repeat. Action, item 9.1, action item, there was no action taken in closed session. So we're going to go ahead and move on to item 10, public comments. At this time, members of the public may address the board on topics that are under the jurisdiction of the board. For public comments on items not on the agenda, the board may not discuss or take action during this meeting. Education Code 35145.5. Comments from the public shall be limited to 3 minutes on any topic. The board may limit the total time for public input on any topic to 20 minutes, unless it chooses to waive the item limit for a particular item. And if there's any members of the audience who need translation, we do have our translator here.
Si hay alguien que necesita traducción. Aquí presente, señora.
Do we have any public comment cards?
Yes, there is a public comment that came in via email today. So
For item 12.2.
12.2, okay, then no public comments.
Cards? No cards? Yes.
Just
Did
so
you
we
need
can
to?
make a record of it.
We have public comment from Liz Silva.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Liz Silva, and I'm here to represent the American Legion Auxiliary, Unit 81. The American Legion was chartered by Congress in 1919 as a patriotic veterans organization. The posts are organized into 55 departments, one each of the 50 states, along with the District of Columbia, Puerto Rico, France, Mexico, and the Philippines. The American Legion, commonly known as the Legion, is a nonprofit organization of the United States, war veterans headquartered in, Indianapolis, Indiana. In the spirit of service, not self, the mission of the American Legion Auxiliary is to support the American Legion and to honor the sacrifice of those who serve. The American Legion Auxiliary California Girls State is a leadership program designed to increase awareness and knowledge of governmental processes while teaching young women about the duties, privileges, rights, and responsibilities of citizenship. Female high school students who have completed their junior year are competitively selected and sponsored by the American Legion Auxiliary units for this program, where they learn about the political process by electing officials for all levels of state government and actively running a mock government. Nearly 300 California ALA units work all year to raise money in order to provide scholarships to students to attend Girls State. Local units, such as Unit 81 here in Gonzales, recruit from area high schools and select young women just completing the 11th grade to attend the summer session. The delegates are interviewed by a panel of auxiliary members and are judged on their academics, community service, awareness of government, and leadership skills. We, the Gonzales Unit 81, has sponsored a delegate to Girls State for over 75 years. I have worked for the past 7 or 8 years with one of the counselors here at Gonzales High School. I understand she is no longer working at the high school. I do not want this to fall through the cracks. This is a great opportunity for our young leaders here at Gonzales. I would like to know who I'm supposed to contact now at the high school to get this working, because I do need to make selections by the end of March. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Silva. Okay, item number, there's no other public comments? None. Item number 11, recognitions. 11.1, acknowledgement of honors and awards. Alejandro Ramirez, GHS Senior, Migrant Education Program Honor Student of the Year.
So I believe this evening, before I begin my comments as superintendent, I believe we have the director from the Monterey County Office of Education for Migrant Education, Constantino Silva. Mr. Silva, are you on Zoom?
Good evening. Yes, I am. And I am able to open my mic. It looks like I cannot start my video, but that is okay. I am ready whenever you are, Superintendent Irving.
So, Mr. Silva, let me just check. Is there any way we can is it Mr. Silva's computer, or is it our technology that's preventing our seeing him?
I don't think we've ever had a visual. We've always had audio only, no
Okay.
visual.
Okay, so we've typed in others like we just did for the session. We brought others into the Zoom.
It was a meeting, it was not. a
I
webinar.
see. So, Mr. Silva, I apologize. Welcome to the GUSD board meeting. It doesn't look like we're going to be able to see your face, but if you would like to start your comments on Alejandro, and I will follow behind you.
Not a problem. Not a problem. Thank you so much. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Board President Daniels. Again, Superintendent Irving, board members. Thank you very much for the opportunity to address you this evening. My name, as has been said, is Constantino Silva, and I am the senior director for the Migrant Education Program, Region 16. And it is a true pleasure to come before you this evening for such a special reason, to recognize an outstanding Gonzales Unified School District student, Alejandro Ramirez, who also is, by the way, a Migrant Education Program student. First of all, I'd like to express my apologies for not attending in person, but I have been under the weather the last few days. However, representing the Migrant Education Program in person is my colleague and good friend, Mr. Jorge Morales. He should be in the room, who is our Migrant Education Liaison at Gonzales High School. Thank you, Mr. Morales, for being there for us, for Alejandro, and for his family. Now, to qualify for services in the Migrant Education Program, a student and their parents or caretakers must move from one district to another due to the parents' work in areas such as agriculture. The migratory lifestyle is not an easy one, and migrant families face significant challenges that quite often have a detrimental effect on the children, the students. The Migrant Education Program, first authorized by the federal government in 1966 through the Elementary and Secondary Education Act, through Title I, Part C, was developed to help students and families overcome the many significant academic, social, and health barriers to academic proficiency, success, and prosperity. It is not easy to have to move often frequently and uproot your life, truncate your education, and lose your friends and social network in the process. As you can imagine, the challenges faced by migrant students are, in a word, enormous. It is in this context, then, that we celebrate Alejandro's tremendously noteworthy accomplishments this evening, and this year, in fact, as the Migrant Education Region 16 Honor Student of the Year. The Honor Student of the Year is a competitive honor given to one migrant education student on an annual basis, and Alejandro was selected as the top migrant education student for Region 16, which is all of Monterey County, from among several accomplished and highly qualified migrant students. We are proud of all of them. And here are some of the reasons why Alejandro was selected. He has a GPA of 4.6. He has reached this milestone by taking classes at Hartnell College via concurrent enrollment and a lot of times on his own. He, I understand, is #1 in his graduating class. He has participated in the mock trial law club all 4 years of high school, and he has completed over 200 hours of community service, working with youth in the community and trash cleanup throughout Interact. He's also been a participant in the Farm Leadership Program, in which he has been exposed to the agricultural industry, and he has been active in Future Farmers of America all 4 years, including some public speaking engagements and attended leadership conferences and raising and showing animals. So he's been active, and I know that lifestyle is also pretty demanding, having to get up very early many days to care for those animals, and he has done it all 4 years. And he has also been an athlete. He's been in baseball. Currently, he's in the varsity baseball team, and he is in the running for the Gates Millennium Scholarship. All of this has not allowed him, it has not prevented him from participating in the many activities the Migrant Education Program also provides for all of his students. So an active and engaged student. And as you can see, he is hands down more than deserving of this recognition. But I will conclude my remarks by saying that my hat does come off to Alejandro for all of these reasons and all of these accomplishments, but my hat also comes off for his parents, who are just as deserving of this recognition for the work that they have done in guiding Alejandro to be the student and the person that he is today. So with that, muchas felicidades también a ustedes, señores Ramírez. Es un gran honor para mí felicitarlos también a ustedes esta tarde. Thank you very much.
So, Mr. Silva, on behalf of the board and myself, I want to thank you for the eloquent remarks about Alejandro. The only thing that I would add is there is an enormous amount of pride, not only in Alejandro, but all of our migrant students at GHS. We are very appreciative of the collaborative work that we do with MCOE and Region 16. But to second what you said, we are proud of Alejandro because what he has accomplished as a student And we are very, very proud and also very complimentary, acknowledging how he was raised, who he was raised by, and the community in which he was raised. So I'm not sure if you can see it, but Board President Daniel and myself will be going up to present Alejandro with a certificate on the part of the GUSD Board of Education.
Wonderful. Bravo.
Yay.
Therefore, since I must issue a textbooks to all students, they get English ones. Helpful? Not. If we had a physical textbook formatted as the English ones, these students could follow along and just maybe they would begin learning English. Our non-English speaking students need to be in a class together with a Spanish speaking teacher who can help them. I am not complaining about the extra work. I do it because I'm hoping it helps the student and it is my job, but it's exhausting and I walk away not sure if I'm meeting the student's need. We need to find a better way. Just meeting the Williams Act requirements are not enough. We need to meet the spirit of the Williams Acts. Respectfully, Valerie Lesser, Social Science Department Chair.
Thank you. And we'll follow up with that. Excellent. Item 12.3, 2020-21 School Accountability Report Card, SARCs, the Gonzales Unified School District Schools.
So the SARCs are presented this evening for the board to begin to review. They will be coming back in, on a future agenda to take action.
Let's get tabled.
It's an information item.
Okay,
Do we take board comments on this or?
for this, well, you can, because it's informational, you'll build your comments and then we'll get them to admin. Item 13, communications, 13.1, Gonzales Teachers Association, GTA report. Do we have somebody here from
We're being
GTA?
told that we can't hear us in the.
Ms. Valdez?
Sita Ayala is on.
Ah, Ms. Ayala.
I'm gonna ask her to unmute.
Okay, never mind. She's got it.
Hello, everybody. Good evening, board members. Good evening, Superintendent Irving. We had GTA President Ashley Valdez and I had our first meetings of the year with our HR Director, Hector Galicia, and Superintendent Irving, and those went very well. We know how important professional development is for our teachers, and the district has agreed to share the cost of sending some of our teachers to conferences that support student learning. So we are very happy that they decided to do so. Evaluations are coming up, and our members are anxious to receive their helpful and fair evaluations. We understand that there are many other things going on, but greatly appreciate that our site admin are committed to meeting the evaluation deadlines. We know that those evaluations are very helpful to our new teachers, especially to make sure that they are receiving those that support needed so that they can grow and become the best teachers they can be for our students. And which leads me to my last point, that GTA understands the importance of bringing highly qualified teachers to Gonzales to support our students. And we are excited that the district has also agreed to allow GTA to be a part of the hunt for new teachers to fill our vacant positions. They have agreed to allow one of us to go along with HR, to accompany HR to any future job fairs. So we are excited to be able to get in front of some of those new teachers and highlight our district and get some new teachers and those vacant positions. And that is all for tonight.
Thank you, Steph.
Thank you.
Item 13.2, California School Employees Association, CSCA report.
Is Ms. Hernandez on the Zoom?
Ms. Hernandez is not on the Zoom, and she was supposed to send a written report, and that is not available.
Okay, so we'll include that with hopefully at the next board meeting, and hopefully she'll be present to give the report.
Okay. Item 13.3, Gonzales Youth Commissioners report.
Do we have a youth commissioner online?
We have nobody on here. Either one of the students start.
Okay. 13.4, student board member. I know Andrew is here.
Andrew is here.
I'd like to announce that we had our interview with WASC, and I think it went very well. And I think we were very we focused more. So, sorry, let me get myself together. As a school, we focus on safety, and that is our main goal. I appreciate the students and the parents for encouraging safety protocols, and I also appreciate people like Alejandro who take advantage of Hartnell courses, and ETS has been ETS has been a wonderful resource for kids who are looking into college and looking into their future. And me personally, I've taken advantage of ETS, and me being a part of theater since I was in 5th grade, it has opened my eyes to see a bunch of opportunities that are available for me. And I encourage everyone and all the students to look into their future. Thank you. That's the end of my report.
Thank you, Andrew. Ina?
So I will be commenting a little bit more on the WASC visit later on in my superintendent's report, but I do need the board and the community to know that both our youth commissioner representative as well as Andrew received stellar reviews from the WASC committee. They did an outstanding job of representing their classmates here at Gonzales High School. And there is definitely a reason why Andrew is seated on the dais. He prioritizes what he says. He talked about safety. He talked about climate. He talked about classwork. And so I just want to make sure that the board hears the commendations forwarded from the WASC committee in terms of the quality of student representatives we have seated on the board.
Thank you for the wonderful feedback.
Thank you, Andrew, for representing your fellow students. Item number 13.5, La Gloria Elementary School. Mr. Demick is here.
School Board, Superintendent, thank you for having me. Well, we're off and running in January here with some cool stuff happening around La Gloria. First of all, this Friday, we're going to be having our Spirit Day Assembly. The theme for the day will be Sports Day. So in light of the playoffs, it seemed like perfect timing. Our library, we are in the process of ordering around $100,000 worth of books for our library with teacher input and student input now on the books that they want to see in the library. And it's my hope that we'll have a ribbon cutting ceremony around open house time, which is scheduled for April 28th. So that would be a great deadline to meet. And PTA, I'm excited that, as you've known, we've formed a PTA, and we worked with the Region 6 here to establish bylaws and then establish an executive council. And now our first meeting will be February 2nd, and that'll be virtual. And the topics included are membership, committees, and fundraising ideas and events. And you'll probably hear this at the other school, but we've started the interim comprehensive assessments to get ready for in preparation of state testing in early May. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Demick. 13.6, Fairview Middle School, and I believe Mr. Managon is here.
Good evening, board members, Superintendent Irving. I'm Guillermo Malagon, Principal of Fairview Middle School, and I have a quick report of what's going on at Fairview. First of all, I wanted to let you know that we had a successful winter in session. We had 9 days of winter in session during the winter, and about 90 students participated in the program, and about 75 of them got a great bump in English and math. So it was pretty successful for the students. I want to give a special thank you to Ms. Sotelo, Ms. Avalos, Ms. Funker, Dr. Starling, Ms. Lorraine, Ms. Dawn, and Ms. Valdez for working on that program. Thank you very much. As Mr. Demick mentioned, we started our ICAs this week, and we are looking forward to that information to prepare our students for the SBAC. On February 4, we will be doing our honor roll ceremony, so we'll be recognizing our scholars for the first semester. We also have formed the 8th grade parent committee. We will have a meeting for all parents for 8th grade on the 2nd. So please stay tuned for the invitation. In addition to that, our PTCA, Parent Teaching Student Association, is also running and is good to go. We have we've been already established by the state, so we're good to go. And we continue to inviting parents to our school site councils. Please join us at the school site council. We are aware of the invitation. And finally, I just want to mention to you that we are in the way to launching a way to reclassification program for our English language learners. So that's going to start on February 7. And that's all I have for my report. Thank you.
Just one quick comment, Mr. Malagon, well, for myself, if somebody else has one. For the honor roll assembly, if we can get an invite reminder, that would be great, because I would love to attend.
Definitely. I will do that. Thank you.
Anybody else? They usually do a great. Item 13.7, Gonzales High School. Mr. Ocampo.
Right. Good afternoon, board members, Superintendent Irving, Miguel Ocampo, Assistant Principal at Gonzales High School. Let me just start off by recognizing the awesome work that our staff did with the leadership of Mesita Ayala. We had an intercession that just ended. 76 of our students received C or better credit. And so that was a huge success. So shout out to Ms. Ayala and her team. Also wanted to congratulate two students. One is Miss Anisa Sandoval. She just received the Daughters of the American Revolution Good Citizenship and Leadership Award. And so she is one out of 7 recipients in the county of Monterey. And she is part of the Santa Lucia chapter. So congratulations to Miss Sandoval. She is not only a scholar, she's also a dual athlete, volleyball and softball. And she's on the President's Honor Roll, which means she has a 4.0 GPA. Second shout out is Alejandro Ramirez for being recognized as the Migrant Honor Student of the Year. That is a major achievement. So congratulations to you, young man. Keep striving and keep aiming high. We also just wrapped up our school's WASC probationary visit. We had a very positive experience, and Miss Superintendent Yvette Irving will speak on that in her report. But I did want to just give a Mr. Soriano and I wanted to give a big thank you to our parent committees, our students, our staff, our teachers, everyone that participated and shared their input. We're also getting ready to prepare for another round of the ICA assessments. Those will start, 31st of January. And so we are going to be starting with the second round of our ICA assessments. Lastly, we had our Saturday 4.0 commencement. 120 students have enrolled so far. And so we are looking again to have a very solid Saturday GPA 4.0 for our students. And the last comment I'll make, tonight is obviously late, but if you come by our campus tomorrow or any day after that, you're going to notice that we have college banners that we put up around campus. These college banners are representative of the UCs, CSUs, and the community colleges that our students attend and aspire to attend to. And so with the leadership of Mr. Soriano, with Ms. Candace McFarland's help, we were able to put these banners up. So it's a true testament of our college-going culture, and it's just the beginning of what we expect to build here at Gonzales High School. And that concludes my presentation.
Mr. Ocampo, I just had one. Are you going to be having any type of celebration for your principal's honor roll or honor roll students?
Yes, we will. Thank you for bringing that up. We will have, with the surge in the pandemic, we're in Omicron, we're going to be doing a virtual. It will be a virtual ceremony in February. We'll make sure to get that out on our website and invite all of our board members and our families as well.
And then just one like tidbit, since when I came on campus today, I loved seeing the banners and I already seen them there. That we expand past California, since we have some students that, may want to aspire to go outside California. As we look forward to putting more banners up everywhere.
Definitely. We definitely can do that. Yeah. Thank you.
Especially Harvard.
Oh, yeah,
Whenever
definitely
tennis
Harvard. Yes,
girls
of course.
trying to
Yeah.
brag, trying to brag.
Thank you. Thank you all. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Moving on to item 13.8, the superintendent's report.
So I believe Ms. Silva is bringing up the visual. As Mr. Ocampo stated, I believe it's coming up. As Mr. Ocampo stated, we completed our 2-day WASC visit this afternoon at approximately 4 o'clock. It was a very positive visit in that our WASC committee had an opportunity to interact and interview all stakeholder groups here within Gonzales as well as the site. The slide that you see is actually linked to the probationary visit report that is located on the Gonzales High School website. This report is approximately 21 pages, and it has hyperlinks to 2 4-inch binders, which are seated up here on the table, so the board can see, that the actual report was built on. I think what is very important to emphasize is that the WASC Visiting Committee, in fact, had asked if we would prefer to pass or if we would prefer to do a virtual visit. And the GHS staff had prepared and felt confident in providing a safe environment. In coming to the school, as we transition to the next slide, you will see photos that were taken during the duration of the visit. You'll see a slide that has our classified staff in the bottom left-hand corner. You see our culinary arts team, who I'm going to talk about a little bit more in a moment. You'll see members of the WASC team seated at the table with Mr. Soriano, Mr. Ocampo, and then you'll see the end of visit summative remarks on the part of WASC. One of the things that WASC, the visiting committee, emphasized was that it was evident that every member, every stakeholder group in the school had taken seriously the report from 2 years ago and had demonstrated progress in addressing some of the concerns that had been presented. The other overwhelming comment was also about the culture and climate, and specifically the comments coming from students regarding the caring aspect of the high school. They reiterated to the visitors that we are a small community, everyone knows everyone, and everyone shares in the responsibility of student success. As we continue to the next slide, this will tie in with a couple of different things. I also would like to give some expressions of gratitude, formerly known as kudos. And I want to use the first slide to, in fact, honor and thank our GHS students. And when we're talking about a caring climate, before Christmas vacation, all of the schools in our district were confronted with what was referred to as a TikTok challenge. And unfortunately, the challenge was attached to trying to provoke acts of violence or disruption at school sites. Our GHS students themselves initiated a plan that all took place within a 12-hour period to come to school on the day of the challenge, but to alleviate the fear among each other by coming with an alternative to a backpack, because there was an association with what could be carried in a backpack, putting others at risk. What you see in front of you is a baby stroller, a bin from Home Depot, a shopping bag, la bolsa de la compra. And as you looked around the quad, you will see that our students themselves helped to address and solve the issue that was brought forward. So this was a concrete example of what the WASC committee saw and experienced with our student, a caring atmosphere for each other. The next expression of gratitude that I'd like to share is also for our culinary arts program. Now you see two names up on the top, and that is Miss Saratelli and Miss Camacho. Who you see in the photo are the students that actually prepared an Italian lunch for our WASC Visitation Committee, right down to homemade pasta noodles, which the committee noticed. But the reason that I want to give my sincere expression of gratitude is that Miss Saratelli was unable to be here today, and Miss Camacho stepped in. What both staff members can take pride in is that the students that prepared and served the lunch basically self-initiated. Ms. Camacho talks about the fact that she came in to help organize, but the students told her that they've got it taken care of. It's in the bag. And sure enough, there was a delicious lunch provided, and it was through the leadership of the adults, but definitely through the action of our GHS students. And lastly, a personal expression of gratitude. So the staff that knows me well knows that kindergarten is a grade that I never aspired to teach. And lo and behold, thanks to La Gloria, I got invited to come in and sub. And when I walked into one of our kindergarten classrooms because of the absence of the teacher, I found Ms. Zuniga. As I expressed to Ms. Zuniga, no judgment, but that was not my wheelhouse. And she looked at me and I said, seriously, no judgment. I may be able to do superintendent things, but teaching a kindergarten class is not one of them. And lo and behold, Ms. Zuniga was an expert in that kindergarten classroom. She had the kids following the routine that had been provided. She insisted that the students understood how to form a line, how to interact respectfully. And so it made my opportunity to co-teach in a kindergarten classroom much easier. So I want to make sure that I acknowledge that. Lastly, what the district has also been made aware of was a week ago, the accountability results for the state of California were published. And as we transition from the slide which says accountability, you will see the CASP results for GHS. Less than 25% of the high schools in the state of California actually took the CASP exam last spring. And that was because all of us were in the midst of the residual effects of the pandemic. GHS decided that they would in fact take the CASP because they were optimistic that it would support the school in its WASC visit. And sure enough, for all of the chaos that our students and staff have lived through, the results came back showing that there had been incremental growth in both our English language arts as well as our math courses. While both are still low in some respects, the ELA results are competitive with the state, and our math scores are depressed as they are statewide. What I would also encourage all community members and the board members to do is also to look deeper at the data. Because when you look at the results of our reclassified English learners, they outperform these scores anywhere between 8 and 10%. Our reclassified or RFEP students are at 59.57 in terms of ELA, and our math scores are above 15%. While we know by research that bilingual or multilingual students demonstrate higher achievement, it's always nice to have that validated locally. As we continue, La Gloria's results are reflective of the experience of our youngest learners. Our youngest learners were never meant to spend 6 hours, 4 hours, even 2 hours consecutively in front of a computer screen. But the school itself wanted a baseline so that they could continue to work forward and address the gaps. The La Gloria scores are up in front. They are depressed from previous years, but as Mr. Demick said in his report, they're using assessment to continue to identify those gaps. They're using interventions such as GPA 4.0, summer school and intercession programs to help close those gaps. You will also see as we transition to the next slide, one slight change. Fairview Middle School did not choose to utilize the CASP assessment in the spring. and it was a discretionary decision. It was not a mandate to use CAS. Fairview, in fact, is our school that's furthest ahead in the use of iReady. And so students who are meeting and exceeding standards, which is the terminology that we use with CAS, you'll see represented in the green and the green striped. What is in front of you at this point in time is our ELA results, which are approximately 26% of our students meeting and exceeding at the time that this was taken. And as we continue to math, you'll see approximately 16% of Fairview students were meeting and exceeding standards at during April of 2021. So with this last slide, that concludes my superintendent's report for this evening.
Andrew, did you have any comments? Mr. Ion, do you have any questions or comments?
Yes, I want to congratulate our ELA students through our district. It looks like there's a continuous improvement from La Gloria to Fairview to Gonzales High School, which should be exactly what should happen in regards to all these tests. The math, however, is a little bit more concerning because in fact, it looks like in La Gloria and Fairview, the kids are about the same at 15%. And then once they go to the high school, they're at 10.52%. So that's a clear decrease, and that's a concern. I think that has been around for a while.
So if I can also just, with your comments, Mr. Ion, the comparable data, in fact, is from 2 years ago. The CAS standardized tests were not given in the 2019-2020 school year. And so the comparative data that we have to measure school progress is actually from 2 years ago, for community members who may not know that.
No, thank you for the report.
I just had one, it's in two. Is the hope to transfer everything to iReady? Or are we going to continue to use CAS?
We have schools that are looking at it. The ICA is the state recommended benchmark because it's aligned with progress towards the same goals that the CAS will measure in the spring. But iReady is a tool that we have available for teachers, and I believe we're also now starting to use it at GHS. Yes.
And just because I know that iReady provides a little bit more feedback as to specific standards, specific gaps in learning that can be addressed in the classroom. So I was just seeing if that was the case, or to be used for English as well, for the English classes.
Yes, we're using it in both ELA and mathematics.
Any questions? Thank you, Superintendent Irving. We are going to move on to item 14, action items. 14.1, adoption of resolution number 2021-22-12, a resolution recognizing a state of emergency and authorizing teleconference meetings pursuant to AB 361.
So this is renewed every 30 days by the board in case of a setback with the pandemic situation.
And we have no board comments? No board comments?
No public comment.
Public comments, sorry. Any board questions? No questions? With there are no questions, can I get a motion?
So move, Araceli.
Moved by Ms. Flores,
Second.
second by Mr. Ion. All agree? Aye.
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 Anybody opposed? Motion passes.
A resolution needs to be roll call vote, please.
Oh, sorry, you were right. You just reminded me of that the other day too. Roll call vote for 14.1.
Board President Daniel,
Yes.
Board Clerk Flores,
Yes.
Board Member Lopez is absent, Board Member Cuevas,
Yes.
Board Member Ayon.
Yes.
Passes 4-1.
Item 14.2.
401.
401.
One absent or one absent.
One with absence, because there's a total of 5 board members, and one's gonna be
Zero.
0 because he's not here.
Yeah, one absent.
14.2, adoption of resolution number 2021-22-13, support of application for eligibility determination and funding, authorizing to sign applications and associated documents.
Signature authority.
So routine. We have no public comments, correct?
No public comment.
Any board questions? Can I get a motion?
So move, Araceli.
Motion by Ms. Flores, second by myself. All in favor? Oh, no, roll call vote.
President Daniel,
Yes.
Board Clerk Flores,
Yes.
Board Member Lopez is absent, Member Cuevas,
Yes.
Member Ayon.
Yes.
Motion passes. Item number 14.3, to ratify the listed on attachment contracts entered into by the superintendent on behalf of the district as per board policy 3312 as of January 20th, 2022. Those are already attached. Any public comment? No public comment. Any board questions? Can I get a motion?
So move, Araceli.
Motion by Ms. Flores, second by myself. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody opposed? No oppositions, the motion passes. Item 14.4, approval of agreement with Boca Grande Speech Therapy, Inc. for the 2021-22 school year for speech and language services.
Self-explanatory. It's for speech and language service.
Any public comment? Any board comments or questions? Can I get a motion to approve 14.4?
So move, Ayon.
Moved by Mr. Ione,
Second.
second by Ms. Flores. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody opposed? Motion passes. 14.5, miscellaneous personnel assignment order 2122-36 to authorize a variable term waiver request for Jimmy Velarde, certificated substitute during the 2021-22 school year. Any public comment?
None.
Board questions? Can I get a motion?
So move, Araceli.
Moved by Ms. Flores, second by Mr. Ayon. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion passes. 14.6, miscellaneous personnel assignment order number 21-22-37 to authorize hiring of Jimmy Velarde as a certificated substitute teacher under a variable term waiver requested for the 2021-22 school year. Any public comment?
None.
Board comments? Can I get a motion?
So move.
Moved by Ms. Flores, second by myself. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion passes. Item 14.7, memorandum of understanding between Gonzales Unified School District and the California School Employee Association, CSEA, Chapter 756, regarding temporary assignments, winter intercession 2021. Any public comment?
None.
Any board questions? Can I get a motion?
Araceli.
Motion by Ms. Flores,
Second.
second by Mr. Ione. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion passes. 14.8, memorandum of understanding between Gonzales Unified School District and the California School Employee Association, CSEA, Chapter 756, in regards to impacts and effects of minimum wage implementation. Any public comment?
None.
Any board questions? I get a motion to approve. Can I get a second?
Araceli.
A second by Ms. Flores. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion passes. Item number 14.9, side letter of agreement between the Gonzales Unified School District and the Gonzales Teachers Association, GTA, in regards to the 2021 Winter Intercession Program. Any public comment?
None.
Any board questions? Can I get a motion?
So move.
Moved by Ms. Flores, a second by Mr. Ione. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion passes. Moving on to item 15, consent agenda. Items listed under the consent agenda are considered to be routine and be acted on by the Board of Trustees in one motion. There is no discussion of these items prior to the board action unless a member of the board, staff, or public requests specific items to be discussed and/or removed from the consent agenda. It is understood that the administration recommends approval on all consent items. Each item on the consent agenda approved by the Board of Trustees shall be deemed to have been considered in full and adopted and recommended. Can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda items?
So move, Araceli.
Second.
So moved by Ms. Flores, second by Mr. Iona. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? No opposition? Consent agenda passes. Going on to item 16, Governing Board. 16.1, selection of the top 3 nominees for the Monterey County School Board Association, MCSBA 2022 Excellence in Education Award. I believe attached, we have some nominations regarding those. Correct. And with Araceli's help, I know it's, we will be nominating the top 3 agencies to nominate for Excellence in Education Award. And there are several nominations in there. We can go off and,
Does anybody, do you, like, just maybe
yeah,
spit one out or who are your top three?
Yeah, if I may, or Andrew?
Yeah.
So if I may, you know, certainly during the pandemic, we have used the food banks quite a bit throughout Monterey County. I think they definitely should be on the list. They've helped a lot of people and continue to do so. So the one I was thinking of is the Monterey Bank, I'm sorry, the Food Bank of Monterey County.
Well, my other top one was Sun Street. Sun Street has supported on campus whenever we've needed additional support, just because it has affected I've seen the positive effects, how it's affected our students. That was another nomination of mine.
And including that one, I would like to also add to the list, Vida, the Vida project. They did a lot of work in different communities in regards to the pandemic and getting information out there. And we had some of our own community members as community health workers. On top of the two that, the two that were already recommended.
Board Member Cuevas, did you have an opportunity?
Yes. Yes, I would like to add on the SBMH Mobile Health Clinic.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
The SBMH Mobile Health Clinic. Can you guys hear me okay?
No, I can hear.
Okay.
So we have so far on the table SBMH, we have Sun Street, we have the food bank, and we have the Vida project. So we have to narrow it down to 3. And so
I think they are all worthy. I would go back to Maslow's hierarchy, that you probably want food and shelter and housing. And so for that reason, I will choose the food bank personally.
As number 1,
Yes.
I would agree with that.
Okay. Yeah, same.
I think the Vida project, I'd like to see us celebrate that because we did have members of our community actively involved in getting the word out there during a pandemic. We had them present here. So just because we're still in a pandemic, I would like to see them either second or third.
I agree. I agree with Araceli. I think that would be a nice gesture.
Yeah, I think going on that, I think that was really important. I think a lot of cities, they struggled to, specifically at the beginning of COVID, they struggled to know what to do. So to have volunteers just step up and really, put their health in danger, because at that time, if you recall, there was no vaccine. In fact, there was very little information about what was going to get you sick. And so it was really brave of them. And it really provided a lot of help to people that needed it most who didn't have access to it otherwise.
So I'm going to go ahead and take mine out of the running. I'm just looking and superintendent did show me too. Not that Sun Street is any less than the nominees we have. They did win last year, not saying that they're not deserving this year, but I think, taking into account our students' health and safety, the three other nominees that we have on the table were very vital in this pandemic with the food, health and safety of our students. So I would be okay with the SVMH, the Vida project, and the food bank.
Okay.
Yes.
So Food Bank 1, Vida 2, SVMH 3. Okay. So then what happens is once we have our meeting with the Monterey County school board members, I'll present these as our top 3. And then as a whole in that group, we decide who's the winner.
And Maria, did she want to?
Maria, did you want to say something about Salinas Valley? Is that what it is?
Yes, this one.
Why you nominated?
Sorry, I can barely hear you guys.
Do you want to say why you're nominating Salinas Valley?
Yes, our health care providers are all overworked, and they definitely helped the entire Monterey County. So I just feel like that would have been a nice gesture to nominate them.
Okay.
So we have our selections.
I'm sorry, is that 4 though? Is that,
No.
so that's 3?
That's
Okay.
3.
Okay, good.
So we're going to go ahead and move on to 16.2, governance team comments. Mr. Ayon.
Well, actually,
Andrew
student
was
board
what?
member Andrew, he has a voice too, sir.
Oh, I didn't know.
Would you mind have some comments that you have swimming around in your head about this, of course?
Yeah, I respect and I love everyone on this board, and I appreciate all your dedication towards this cause, and I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to show my voice. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you, thank you.
Oh, sweet.
Let's see, just really excited today. I drove by and man, every time I see kids out there practicing sports, I mean, we're always talking mental health, that's huge. And I think sports is really a big component of that. I'm not a professional health person, but that's just my personal opinion. Maybe I'm a little bit biased because I'm a coach, but I really do think that when kids get out there, engaged, just everything good happens. I mean, I don't even see any negative sides to that. And I'm just so glad to see kids out there. And with that, spring sports are starting. And please, there's some sports out there, especially the younger kids, the freshmen, the sophomores. Give it a shot. You might like it. In fact, you might like it a lot. And so I really recommend you that you get out there and try a sport, an activity, a club, and to make your high school experience the best it can be. And you can help with that. You really can. Look at our student Alejandro Ramirez, and he's done everything, that it has been afforded to him and then some. And so that could be you in 4 years. Right. And so I really encourage all these kids to participate as much as they can with any activity. And also in the community, there's other stuff in the community, that you can engage with, but really is to be engaged, because that's just going to make you feel better. And it's just going to make you a much better, well-rounded person who, by the way, that's who colleges are looking to have. And it's just going to make you a much better person in general.
Ms. Cuevas, since you're online.
Good evening. Yes, first and foremost, congratulations, Alejandro. That is quite an honor. And it's an honor that it's one of our students from Gonzales Unified. And sports also, it is nice to see the athletes out there. And it's definitely really amazing to know that we have great scholar athletes. I snuck into the Gonzales High School football banquet a couple weeks ago, and most of the athletes were, 4.0, 3.5 GPA. So they're definitely doing amazing work. And that being said, I do want to know kind of more updates on COVID in regards to athletics. Is there any way we can kind of get more updates as far as new protocols or, rules, regulations? How are our athletics handling all the new COVID regulations and all that stuff? So I was just curious about all that. Did a walkthrough with Trini, a facilities walkthrough, and they are definitely doing a lot of cleanup. I really appreciated seeing just how neat our campus is. I believe also the kids put a lot of work into that, just keeping our campuses clean. So that was really nice to see that they're taking pride in their school. And I also sat in with WASC, did the interview. It was a brief 1-hour interview. It was nice. Answered most of the questions. Let's see, what else did we do? Yeah, that's about it. Thank you guys for hanging out with us this evening.
Thank you, Board Member Cuevas. Our clerk, Ms. Flores.
So I'm the non-sports person. So I don't, I support sports to the best of my ability and every other extracurricular thing I can. But I do want to say a major thank you to Margie Daniels and the coaches. She does a really good job at giving us feedback onto when the games are and when they're canceled. And she did say that the cancellations were not due to us.
Correct.
And that it was everyone else canceling on us, and mainly because our students and our coaches work really hard to make sure that our kids and everyone is safe. And so it was really good to hear that, because it's nice to see that we're always ready to play, and then when we're ready to play, there's a cancellation. So I want to give props to not only the kids and the coaches, but the parents who also help keep their kids safe. I also want to recognize the students that attended the intercessions and the Saturday 4.0, because that is hard. It is hard to get up and go during your vacation. And I want to recognize the teachers and the staff who were right there along with them. It was great to see during winter intercession and even Saturday 4.0. I drop off my daughter and it's like, look at these kids. There's like no struggle. They're just hopping along, going to 4.0. And to know that, to hear on this side the benefits and how it's really helping these kids, I really wanted to praise the staff, every single staff member involved, the parents who get them there, but also to you guys, you students who go. That it takes a lot of determination to make it on a day that you're supposed to be sleeping in. So I look forward to some upcoming site visits. I'm going to plan those with Yvette. And I look forward to seeing I'm happy to hear there's college banners up. I haven't seen those yet because it's dark, but I look forward to seeing them. So thank you.
My turn. First and foremost, I want to thank the people, Board Member Cuevas online, and the people that are sitting next to me. We've had some additional special meetings that we've had to attend, and my partners here have come with their ideas and are moving forward for our students. And so I want to thank you both, because you too, Maria, sorry, you're just not right. Because it's made the process easier, and I've loved, I know it's a lot out of our families to come in for these special sessions and dedicating to them and the future ones that we have, but I know we can make it happen because I've already seen it in the ones that we've had. So thank you for doing what you need to do for our students. It's been a pleasure so far. So thank you for that. Also to our athletic director, Margie, she teaches and she's our athletic director, and I know she coaches. So yes, thank you for those updates. It's a lot on her plate, so I know it's not an easy job to have to send out a report and be like, that game got canceled, or we had to move it to another location. So, Ms. Daniels, Coach Daniels, if you're listening, thank you for that. Also, for our parents out there, I know with our COVID numbers going up, please just remember to reiterate the washing of hands, wearing of our masks, to go over those with your students, because it's not just COVID now. It's strep throat season. There's a lot of things that are out there, not just that. So just to keep all of our students, it's good to have the masks and the hand sanitizers, because it'll keep those other illnesses at bay. So, and lastly, what a first board meeting of the year to have all these acknowledgements and recognize our students. Like I said at the beginning, what a way to start off a meeting, but what a way to start off our new year for our first meeting, to have our students acknowledged by WASC and by MCOE, by our migrant program. That's just amazing and an asset of our community. This is what we're here for. So that's, like I said, the best. So moving on.
Madam President, I'm sorry. I should really write notes on what I'm going to say, because
Yes.
I'm so impressed at our students, our staff, our parents, and handling COVID, because a lot of you have gone through some difficult times, quarantining, the kids they're quarantining, they're trying to get their work done, and they might be sick, right? And so please know that we acknowledge this. We acknowledge your sacrifice. We appreciate and respect your sacrifice, right? Our kids, our parents, our staff, that get sick and eventually, come back to us. But it's a tough situation. I was thinking, quarantining for 10 days, that's pretty intense, right? We're not used to that. And you guys are handling it well. I know it's hard. Actually, I probably don't know how hard it is, but I really respect you and appreciate you. And I just wanted to say that.
Thank you. So moving on to 16.3, future agenda items. Board Member Ayun, any requests for future agenda items?
Yeah, I think we've heard, board member,
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, Andrew.
yeah, Andrew, I'm sorry.
You're hiding Andrew.
Sorry.
Yeah.
No, not you, Caesar.
Oh.
Andrew, is there anything you want to see on the agenda?
No? Okay. I think I'm gonna steal board member Cuevas's thunder. I think COVID protocols, I think is important, so that our students know, our staff, our parents, and maybe, the information is out there, but really just to kind of really go over it, and to give them the confidence that we have, matters in hand, and that, this is a safe place to come. But things do happen, and if they do, that we know how to handle it properly, and continue, because the most important thing is for your kids. You could ask your kids, for your kids to be in school, right? That's where they learn the most, without a question. So I think they want to be there, and it's our job to make it the safest possible for them to be there, and for staff as well, and parents.
Thank you. Maria, did you have anything you want to put on for a future agenda item?
Yes, I actually did want to, just an update, specifically to sports though. I'm not sure, Cesar, if you wanted just a general COVID update or sports related. But I was more curious about the sports.
Like what specifically with sports?
Just the new protocols. Should they be wearing their mask inside the gym, at the stadium, at the baseball field? How many people can we allow during the sporting events? How the athletes are keeping safe, which obviously ours are doing an amazing job. Just kind of want an update on all that. Maybe, I don't know, maybe if our athletic director can do that, or
We will talk to Ms. Daniels and Mr. Starling.
okay. Yeah, maybe they can kind of share some info with us.
Anything else?
Thank you, man. Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Maria, did you have any other items?
Nope, that's it.
Yeah, and my focus on COVID is in the classroom.
Board Clerk Flores?
I know that this is probably too soon, but, or maybe not, I don't know. But if we can get, if there's a possible way, we can get maybe an update on college acceptances and just kind of see where we're at, only because I'm curious where we stand during a period of a pandemic and how many of our kids have gotten accepted to whatever college, tech. I just see in the future if we can have that as a presentation, a report, just because it'd be good to brag if we have a lot. That's it. Because I'm on the same page with the COVID stuff too, so.
I have two, if we can get an update as the graduation rate. As well as, I've asked for this before, so hopefully either Apogee or Parent Square, whatever we're using, what we're using, the effective, ness of it, how many parents we're reaching with it. I know just previously we had discussed, I don't think we're using Parent Square, but I know like it has the ability to send out in English and then translate to home language. So whatever we're using, what are the accessibility? Is it Apogee or is it?
We use Blackboard Connect and Apogee. Apogee is specific to our website and our app. And Carol Lagan, our Director of Technology, is also looking at a new platform that has been developed. So I will schedule her to come in and do a presentation. Perfect.
Okay, so we're moving on to item 16.4, future meeting dates.
So as a reminder, our next meeting is February 4th, which is a Friday. And that's from 4:30 to 6 p.m. And it is a board study session specific to equitable grading. No, that's been on the books. It's a study session.
And then we have February 8th.
Regular board meeting.
And that is it. We are
All
going
right.
to move on to. Did you have something?
Sorry. I didn't realize I wasn't muted.
Oh. We're going to move on to item 17, closed session topics. 17.1, public employee mid-year performance evaluation, government code section 54957, superintendent. We have no public comment. So we're going to go ahead and convene to close session again. Thank you all. We'll open up as soon as we're done.
Do I
Everybody have a
follow
good
the
night.
same? Do I follow the same link?
Congratulations. Felicidades. Qué orgullo.
Celeste, do I follow the same link?
Hey, girl. I know hiding behind the pillar. Híjole,
I didn't hear you, Maria.
Do I follow the same link for the closed session?
Closed session.
I would assume so.
And you guys.
Sí. Okay. Ándale.
Be careful going home, Dr. Drake, but I will
Monday?
email you for next week. Thank you
Okay.
so much.
Ándale. I have no idea what he said. No. Did you hear him? I have a hard, I need a hearing aid. Oh, no, I do need a hearing. I'm so hard of hearing. Blame the Q-tips and. He has a strong accent. I was like.
At first, I thought he spoke Arabic. So strong.
Oh,